G'day trader, Sam here from Trade to Prosper. Today's the 1st of May and I'm looking at ADA today amongst other coins that I'll keep doing. I think the next one I'll do is Link. So there's a few coins that are a lot of people interested. I'm interested in. I have a chart here on my right, which are the coins that I'm interested in. And anyway, let's look at the macro and see if history repeats again. Okay, so I do see something, one or two scenarios, and we'll talk about it more so than before. If we look at back down here in history, when this bottom phase, there's some lessons to be learned there. So let's look at that and compare. We had this capitulation or sell-off to the bottom back in December 2018, and that was the bottom. And then what we had was, let's have a closer look. Obviously, you need to have a closer look with the chart. And so this is a 3-day chart, and maybe I'll just bring out not those indicators. Give me a sec, guys. Okay, we can do that. I can hide this for a sec. And you can see bullish divergence. So as price came down, especially down here, we got bullish divergence. And the real upbeat was when it passed that mean. So that bullish candle engulfed pretty much 6 days with one candle. So that was a bounce. That was the bottom. And so when it passed this point on the RSI, basically that bullish candle, that was an entry, that was the bottom. Obviously you can look at a small time frame. But what I noticed was we had A, B, C, D, E, and then up. Okay, so probably get that right. So when you hit that level, came down, up, and that's a perfect elite formation in a triangle, and then it made, and you can see the moving averages here, guys. It just really played the moving averages very well, amazingly well, and Bitcoin obviously did its run as well. And then we see this run and this parabolic move on the RSI. Now look at that formation. So it hits one level, comes back down, finds support, and we can break it down if we need to. Basically 618 level. Yep. Let's see. Almost there. And then and similarly there, you get a 618 level, and then an accumulation, bottoming formation, and then breakout. Then we have this topping off structure, which is a bit odd, but either way, that was a topping off structure. And you can see the bearish divergence playing out, and then we'll come down. Now, the lessons from there, here are some, suppose, alignment. We had it's not as bullish here. So what we had was, we had our price coming down, and on the RSI, we had this formation, more of a wedge formation. That is a breakout trade. And look at that strong move, bang. If we look on another time frame, I'm sure there's bullish divergence in there. Now, the lessons I learned from this one is, if we add this, that's a reversal structure as well. And then there's a macro structure we won't go into. Now, look at this one here. Right? So we've got price. It looks like a rising wedge, but it's also, if you look at that, we have price also. Let's just do this. It could well come to the 0.5 Fibonacci. Where is that line? Give me a sec. Okay, let's just hide this for a sec. So about that much hole to open the door. Now, if we look at this structure, we pretty much hit our bottom. And what we had is alleyway formation. Now, this alleyway formation, we initially got this stage. So we got a bit of a cutoff there. We've come down, found the resistance. Now, what can happen is that find support on this Fibonacci, that moving average as well. Could probably go low. So what we like to do is just put our Fibonacci there, and the 618 is pretty strong support level. So we might find a bounce there, and we might find that just like Bitcoin, it's ranging. It might just do that and come down. So we might get this. So we'll look for this structure of some sort. If this plays out, then we got a good chance of off season kicking off. And then obviously we've got these moving averages that could play a resistance. And so I'm looking at that scenario if history repeats itself. And then what we have, if this does play out, we've got this line as well. So it gives some credence to these trend lines as resistance. So if we do get a bounce, it's likely that we get a resistance there, and then we find that, and if it's a bullish market, we're just going to break up to the upside, and then we play this structures height, I suppose, looking for that type of move. Now, if that does play out, let's see what it does with our Fibonacci. Yeah, the 0.5, roughly the 0.5 fib. With ADA here, what did it do? Actually, it hit the 0.5 as well. Okay. So that structure is a good scenario that I'm looking at. Otherwise, it's going to be more so. So let's just hide that for a sec. Sorry about my son in the background. He's in a happy mood. Otherwise, it is going to be a rising wedge. So we got that line there, right? And I don't count this line, but it might be the case. But this is the thing about formations. It doesn't work when you only got 2 reference points. If you got 3 reference points, then it's all right. But 2 points, no, it doesn't make it a trend line or a resistance support line. So we don't have this yet, but we can see that it's got a good case for this moving average to be support. That is a 200 on the daily, and it's corresponding to the 618. So I expect price to be pushed down as it is now. We have a swing trade there. So if we look on the 8 hour, here we go. I've got to wait my son to get out. So let's have a look at this closely. So that does look like a bearish structure. So let's just hide this for a sec. We don't know. We know that's the case, but we also got the top one as well. Yeah. So we also got this top line that's acting. Give it a take as a reference point for the time being. But when we look at this, is it a swing failure trade? It does seem to be the case. That's the neckline. Got the resistance. And it's a double touch and it's pushed back in. So let's get in close. Damn it. Yeah, so we had a swing ever so small. There was one here. Swing failure trade. And that's the neckline there. So that, now on the bigger picture, we have this. That played out. I should just concentrate on a few charts, and that's about it. That is a neckline too, I think. So if we lose that, and I think we'll probably we'd probably do that, and we come down to here. So look for an entry, likely to short, hitting the 618, moving average probably or less 0.5, and we've got some moving averages coming into here. As you can see, these moving averages are coming in, and it's likely to be a level of resistance perfectly there. Macro swing failure trade, it comes down, it might find support, and then we'll see. Otherwise, it's going to come further down, and another retest at the bottom down here. But then if that's a retest, that's bearish. So we want to see lower highs, even here. If we were to look at from liquidity perspective, the liquidity is here. If it was to come down, the other liquidity, there is none. It's just across the board. So I'm looking for this scenario, mainly this bullish scenario. And if the price doesn't show reversal here of some sort, then it's likely to continue down. If that makes all sense. Those are my thoughts for this scenario. I think it's valid, but we don't know. But I do believe we're going to come down and retest this level. Okay, so I'm going to leave that at that, guys. Hopefully it gives you some ideas. Let's look for these formations and play those small trades. Give me a like and share. Talk to you soon.